Promise me that you'll always be mindful of keeping a good posture. Did you know that 90% of the crypto market are loaded up on stablecoins right now? If you go on to crypto Twitter, where the nastiest of people talk, because there's a lot of like anonymous accounts, they'll always say, you're all bullish, you're all full of hopium. Also, you'll find those types of people in Telegram. Why? It's because they're anonymous. You see, on YouTube, we have our voices, we have people showing their faces, we have presentations, we put in a lot of time and effort. So you don't find a lot of those super mid-curve type of grifter scum. Now, there are grifter scum absolutely everywhere, but the perma bears, the people who just want to see everyone go down to zero, they lurk more in the anonymous realm places. Now, Crypto Capo, he is one of the influencers out there who's bearish. So Crypto Capo, he got famous because I don't really know why he got famous. He just blocked everybody. He just started blocking everybody. And he sometimes gets mentioned on the biggest mainstream YouTube influencers. He's a good guess for how the average trader is thinking. He's a very good guess for that. Now, the best part is a lot of people will see his subscription, like, 66,000 subscriptors up here. And they'll see his Twitter following, like hundreds of thousands, whatever it is. And they'll then assume that this person has extra skill. But what I found is, just from like watching, I'm like, wait a minute. He is the market. His mindset on average is the market. Even when it looked like he was fading the market going up. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we go back to the beginning of the year, I'll change to a daily chart. Mr. Capo was still bearish and short this whole way up in disbelief. Still bearish this whole way. And what I found was, I found everybody yelling in excitement because we were like recovering and we weren't going to zero. And then what people incorrectly concluded was that they go, well, that means everybody's bullish and only a few people are bearish. No, that's wrong. It's just that when people are losing on the bear side, they disappear. They're not around the fight. They literally disappear because it's embarrassing. Why is it embarrassing? It's because they know, their brains have absorbed all the fundamentals about crypto. They know all the talking points. They know about diamond hands, DCA, long-term vision, 4-year cycle, macro, money printing. They know all the key and buzzwords. They know all you got to do is sit long and do nothing. They know that's what we're doing. But it's one thing to know it, and then it's one thing to do it. Actions speak louder than words. That's why when it goes up and you see things like Mr. Capo talking about, he's now still expecting a crypto capitulation event. So he's still expecting, somewhere for Bitcoin to go, no, and something like this. And everybody wants to buy this magical V bottom. Everybody's expecting this type of zombie virus event. Okay, so, he just expects Bitcoin 19 to 20K, Ethereum 1K, and then altcoins to get destroyed. He expects more evidence, more bad news leading to the final capitulation to take Bitcoin to $12,000. So all the way down here, and then some V bottom. That's what they're all expecting, friends. And what I tell you, I've told you so many times, because you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. I appreciate every single one of you, and you shock the algorithm. I've told you how many times, if everybody's talking about a black swan, it ain't happening. Okay, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It happens in another form. Okay, a black swan is the easy way out. Why? Because it means we just got to suffer for 1 month and then it's up only. No. It doesn't happen like that, okay? The true damage, isn't the black swan in like the stock market, for example. The true damage, and this is the stock market right here, right? The true pain. Not going to be this like, V-bottom. No. The true pain is a long, gruesome distribution sideways like that. We're going up. No, we're going up. No, we're going down. Going up. That's the pain, friends. The pain isn't this big V bottom. This was just this like midterm correction thing going up. I know it was scary and everything went to zero in crypto, but that's because people in crypto don't know what they're doing, okay? That's just how it is. And obviously everybody lost their minds, fear and emotions. But that's where we're coming from. And what's most important, of course, just a reminder, okay? Crypto fundamentals don't matter. It's all about emotion. People price things based off today. How do they feel today about the news that is coming around the corner? That's how they're always talking about. How do they feel today? So, for example, if you were going out to dinner and you are now dressed and then you spilled a drink at home on your shirt, you'd feel pretty upset, wouldn't you? You're like, oh, damn. But what's your long-term trend? Long-term trend of the night, your emotions, you're eventually going to get over it and have a good night at dinner when you go out. But right now, you feel like you had a tantrum. Now, the equivalent of what they've done, say, in XRP after being the SEC, okay, the equivalent, and what they do is when they sell Pulse, PulseChain, Hex, Chainlink, everything, whenever they sell everything down, it's the equivalent of someone, after they spill their drink on their shirt at home, they then take their shirt off, they tell everybody they're not coming, and they flip the table, they punch a hole in the wall, and they just stay in their room. They're basically having a cry. That's the equivalent of that. Now, when I describe it to you like that, it's like, haha, let's laugh and do everything. When I describe it to you like that, of course you can see it. But then when I show you, for example, people selling Pulse down 90%, people selling PulseX down freaking 93%, people selling like Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's the same thing. It's just they're like, wait, man, this time's different. No, this is actually money. I can't get over it. Is it? The funny part is we have so much data to show you that what you're doing is wrong, but people still succumb to their emotions. That's why I'm here to tell you, right? Hex gained nothing from PulseChain. Chainlink gained nothing from CCIP. SHIB gained nothing from Shibarium. They were all net exits, by the way. Net sell, net sell, net sell. XRP gained nothing from being the XRP. This was the mean reversion. Absolute capitulation. You're going to have to remember this, friends. I said this was going to happen years ago. Okay? Literally, the prophecy was the most bearish thing that can happen to XRP is when they finally beat the SEC. Because then people will realize there's actually nothing going on in that ecosystem. It's just, okay, we've got to become CBDCs. It's going to make everybody open their eyes. And it did. It literally did. Now it's still stalling, going around. We're still hoping it does a big giant move, but it's not doing anywhere near what it used to do for its fractals, okay? The only thing that really does matter is your banana and, of course, our friendship. Thank you very much, Mr. Igloo Bamboo, for this dancing banana. And just to clarify here, Howard, right? So Howard, our friend, look at this. Hex did a 10x gain from PulseChain. It was dumped on, but still the gains were there. So that actually, it wasn't true. So Hex dropped from like 8 cents combined down to like less than 1 cent. So we can go to Hex combined chart here, and you can see around May when it launched. When you launch, friends, somewhere around here, yes, we launched. There you go. We were bound from 6 cents. We went all the way back down to 0. Wow. So you're basically 8 on 60, which is an 87% drop after the launch. By the way, it already dropped halfway the move on testnet version 3. So if you really wanted to do it, it would be 8 on, so that's like 0.008 divided by 12.7 cents. That's how much we dropped. Wow, we dropped minus 93.7%. That's total Hex, by the way, after on basically the PulseChain from that top of that peak. That's rough. Also, look at this note from Jenkins, right? Take note, Hexicans, on what to do after Richard Hart beats the SEC pump. Yes. Will anybody believe us? No, it's not. But look, here's the thing. My reason, look, I'm not going to say it's different this time. I'll never say that. But my reasoning was that XRP was pretty like, well, the XRP ledger is only doing $500,000 of volume per day. And then PulseChain, for example, is doing 20 million. We did 40 times more per day. So there is more to look at. But yes, we might find that as time goes on, most of Richard Hart's win is priced in. And then the final move will be up. But I just want to let you know, this XRP move happened because Bitcoin dumped. So when does Richard Hart beat the SEC? If he does he settle it? Is it going to be during a bear market move? Is it going to be during euphoria? That is something we don't know. It's very highly contextual. We might find, it's very, very possible, right? You might find it's at the very, very tail top of the bull market, and you might do like a plus 100% move to finish off the whole move at the very, very end. But that's like a 1 in 36 chance of happening, because in terms of the month, the timing of the months, because, in crypto, right, we're dropping out of like, say, for example, 40 months-ish, we are dropping for 35 of those months, and there's only like 4 months when we're actually going like huge up. Remember, there's like 2 to 3 months to start it off, but you don't know that it's huge, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. The final 4 months is when it's actually euphoria time. Just want to remind you as well, what's happening with macro. This is super important, okay? So I've made videos to share with you. This is the 10-year bond. Now, when these bonds go down, it's bad. Why? Because that means the yield is going up, the yield of repayment. So this going down is very bad, very bad. Why? It means the market is demanding a higher interest repayment from the government. He goes, you know, right now it's at 4.5%. I know the way they price it's weird, don't worry about it. It's about 4.5% down here. You know, up here it was literally like 2% up there, up all the way up the top. So that's 4.5%. That's huge when you're dealing with trillions and trillions of dollars. But here's the thing, right? So the US 10-year, this is what efficient markets do. They come in, they just poke these lows. They come here, they just go, see you later. They poke the lows, they get the stops out, make everybody exit, scared of the high inflation. And then I'm here to tell you, Jim Cramer is still bearish on bonds down here. And the market is at the point of cracking something. This is what they do. They go one way, it fishes for something, and then just goes the other way. Like we might find, see how everybody's talking about, oh my God, higher for longer inflation, higher for longer inflation. So many times, I'm just past the 12 years, friends, I'm telling you now, past 12 years, so many times I see a big macro move like this, and then I genuinely used to believe, oh my gosh, everything changed now. Wow, everything is changing right now. The new trend is one way. Guess how many times it was wrong? Every single time. Mean reversion comes back at play. So what I mean is the market's like, oh my God, high inflation forever for the next 12 months. Like we might look back in 6 months from now and say, oh my gosh, the moment everybody capitulated on the idea of inflation coming down and they said higher for longer, that was actually the time inflation started going down and started like really falling off a cliff, you know. By the way, so if these bonds go up, it's bullish for crypto. Because, why? Because what happens is the yields are going down. So instead of 4.5% here, if it goes back to like 3.5%, if it did that, well, you're losing 1% on like trillions of dollars of investment. So they have to go out there and take higher risk. That's why they start allocating to stocks, and that will flourish into crypto. But of course, these do need time to reverse. They're very big macro charts. And some hopium. Always hopium here. If you look back at DeFi 2020 season, the best time to accumulate altcoins was the fourth quarter of 2019. By the way, I'm just going to stop you right there, friends. You see this message of mine? I scheduled this a year and a half ago. A long time ago. That's right. I made this and I scheduled it out to come for today. Isn't that wild? Because it's accurate. Like I knew. How did I know? I said, I'm going to put this scheduled post out just as a reminder that we are now entering the good time to be accumulating right before the big bull market. I scheduled it. And here we are. Look at this. We are in the disaster crash zone right now. So that's why I scheduled it in ahead of time, knowing, okay, we're coming out September 2023. So this is Aave, right? Aave, you can see here. And this was 2020 right here. So this is the Bitcoin halving. Think of this as Bitcoin halving. Just look at this. This is Bitcoin halving. You look, this is Aave. This is a unicorn. This was one of the unicorns. So we're not going to get anything like that. Don't even think we're going to get anything like that. But at least it's good hopium to know something out there is going to do something like this in the next year. And that arrow is showing where we are. Okay. Of course, we don't know which coins are going to be the ones that moonshot because everybody thinks that they have the winner. At the end of the day, that's what we're playing for, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. I appreciate every single one of you. 2024 is going to be a great year. Why? Because I said so. Catch you in the next one.